What's going on, guys? How you guys doing? Andrew, Ginger, Carlos, Tonka, Andrew, and Tonka. Yeah, the DUMPEX title. It was looking pretty good at the beginning of the day there. Big recovery at the end of the day. Completely screws up. This is called painting the candle, guys. We've talked about this. So we talked about this over and over again. The options activity suggested that we would have some kind of rally today. If it started at the beginning of the day, it was probably going to 4,000 SPX and pinning there. We didn't get it at the beginning of the day. Instead, we got a huge dump, which is what you guys see here. These are 30-minute candles. So basically from 9:30 in the morning all the way till 1 o'clock p.m., we dumped in a straight line on the half-hour candles. 1 o'clock p.m., we put in a reversal candle, and we never lost that low. So the low of the day was in at 1 o'clock, and we ripped into the end of the day. Now you look at the daily candles on SPY. Bucky, this is what I was talking about in the group. If you're going to look back at this candle in a couple weeks or a couple months or whatever when you're doing your technical analysis, and what you will see on this candle is nothing. We basically took out yesterday's low and recovered it and closed above it. So we took out the yearly lows on SPX today. On SPY it only shows it twice, but if you go on SPX, which runs all night, you can see that, Jesus Christ, that's a lot of lines. Let's go to the hourly. So you see right here, 3860, right here, one touch and two touch. These are the lows for the year, 3860. We took it out today with force and went underneath, and they recovered it at the end of the day. That could be a bullish signal. But let's see on Monday. I don't want to rush into calls. The market's still weak. You guys remember. What's up, Steve-O, other Andrew, Ricky, and first Andrew. But yeah, so SPY, basically we're just watching now, waiting. Am I bullish? Not really. Am I bearish? Not really. It's tough to be either or right now, just because technically a lot of the charts, if you guys look at the daily chart, even on SPY, like where are we sitting on RSI? RSI is not beaten up enough for me to turn bullish, but it's also not beaten up enough for me not to be bearish. You know what I mean? Like RSI right now on the daily on SPY is 35. Historically, 35 is rarely seen. Like you see back here, RSI was 35 on October 28th of 2020. Look at the rampage we went on after that. So it's not you. I'm not used to SPY being this oversold. We'll go to the 4 hour here, and yeah, Bucky, they saved the RSI at the end of the day there. So when the RSI on the 4 hours, as you guys know, I love playing the 4 hour bounce, but it's not even oversold. Like back here on April 25th, it was oversold. Very easy 8 hour bounce. Oversold here, got a nice little bounce, and we're not even getting oversold. That's the thing. It'll be 1 day up, 1 day down to get it oversold, and then 1 day up again. So right now it's a very confusing spot. Where do we go from here? I'm not sure. If I had to bet, I'd bet on a small little rally. Why? Because we are still beaten up a lot on weekly and longer term time frames. We are still getting beat up on the RSI. The weekly, sorry. See, the weekly RSI on SPY is at 30 right now. The last time SPY was oversold on the weekly chart was COVID, and you guys seen that rip. And before that was 2018, the last interest rate scare. The weekly was oversold, and look at that rip. And you guys can scroll back all the way in history. We're going way back here. Last time it was oversold was 2015, and we got a big rip. You can go all the way back. Look at this. 2011, huge rip off weekly oversold. 2008 financial crisis, huge rip off the weekly oversold. So these levels that we're at here, the selling that we've seen, the 7 straight week down, every day you're hearing about new history being made in the stock market. This is not a small sell-off, guys. I've traded through a lot of stuff. I've never quite traded through something like this, but I think we've done pretty well. And it's just crazy right now. It's impossible to hold swing trades. Like you guys seen, if you guys held puts this week, you would have gotten destroyed on Tuesday. On Tuesday, you would have got destroyed in puts. On Wednesday, you would have got destroyed in calls. On Thursday, you would have got destroyed in both. And then today, if you held puts in the morning, you banked. If you held calls in the morning, you got screwed. If you hold puts at the end of the day, you got screwed. And if you hold calls at the end of the day, you banked. So it's all over the place right now. We have to wait. What I really want is one big flush. That's why I was so excited about today that we got to absolutely flush this morning. And if we just flushed all day straight into that 3800 psychological on SPX, I would have flipped long. But other than that, I cannot in my right mind say that we're the bottom's in. I cannot say that we're going to rally. I can't say anything right now. VIX as well, very tricky, guys. We have a cup and handle forming on the VIX. The problem with the VIX is we are selling off in the market like the world is ending, but the VIX is under $30. When there's that type of selling, there should be panic. There should be people buying puts on the SPX. There's no put buying. Everyone's already positioned in puts, so the VIX stays still, which leads to crazy fucking rallies like this at the end of the day to save daily candles. Now you're going to look back at this daily candle on SPY. It looks almost like a hammer candle reversal, guys. I don't think you can classify that as a morning star, but that's kind of the pattern that we have going here. Let's see what happens next week. Rivian, so let's go over a couple of trades here. This morning I did screw up on an Amazon short. What did I mean by screw up? I was not properly sized, so I got excited. I thought we were going to dump. I seen a lot of stuff matching up. I seen AMD, Nvidia, Tesla getting destroyed. I seen Apple start to move down. So I seen Amazon didn't move yet. I seen this trend line on the daily that I go over almost every single day. If you guys zoom in on here, this is where I called the puts. This is a 30-minute chart right here, and then it was going down and I was way too heavy. I don't even want to tell you how heavy I was. Bounced up and I had to respect my stop loss, so I took the hit, and right after I took my stop loss, about half hour later, the market went to shit. So that's a lesson. Even I screw up sometimes. I do get excited and go a little too large sometimes, but I'll have to get that under control. I did make that money back. We ended green on the day, as you guys know. But that's just my trade, why I screwed it up. The play was there the whole time. This trend line right here is a multi-month trend line that I showed you guys. It's all the way back from 2018, guys. So it's not going to be easy to get through. That's why I shorted it. That's why the play worked. A bunch of people held on because they were properly position sized, because Ricky taught them properly and they actually listen. So congratulations to you guys. And I'm a doofus, and next time I'll play smaller. Other than that, Rivian helped me make back some of them gains. Right when the market started tanking, I thought, like, what are the names that are bear flagging right now? We went over this on post-market the other day, guys. I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before. But 4-hour chart on Rivian, absolute beautiful bear flag. A little spiky there, as you guys see here. Ever since we've started this downtrend, this orange line here is the 21-day moving average. We've rejected it almost every single bounce attempt. A couple times we got over it for a couple days. Here, let me take the extended hours off so it's easier to see. But now extended hours are off. You guys see this 21-day moving average all the way when the downtrend started. Bounce, reject, bounce, close a couple days above it, and then big gap down. Bounce back to it, reject, come back down, reject, reject. Every single downtrend, every bounce to the 21-day, reject, to the 21-day, reject, to the 20, every single time. And right now we're sitting right at the 21-day. Looks like it's rejecting. 21-day is at 27.50. We closed at 28.92 today with that rip at the end of the day, which was annoying. But other than that, let's see what happens. There was some buying at the end of the day with the rest of the market. Maybe it was algos. Maybe it wants to go back test this wedge before really dying. I already took my profits, but let's see what happens with it next week. Position is free for me. Tesla completely dumped today. Very weak right off the open. It was a tell for the rest of the market where we were going. And it actually led the market today. So Tesla, AMD, and Nvidia, which I'm going over next, super weak, showed the weakness in the market early. 700 was a level, got sliced right through. 650 was a level, sliced right through, but we closed above it. So what happens Monday, nobody knows. They just want to keep you guessing in this market, I'm telling you. It's almost impossible to hold anything. AMD, we got Nvidia earnings next Thursday, so keep an eye on AMD, Nvidia. Same thing, early morning, 30-minute candles, complete destruction. Everything else was holding up. AMD, Nvidia, and Tesla were getting destroyed. Straight down as well. Google was another one. They finally started coming for Google. And as you guys see here, it's 4 of the weakest names I've seen today. Other than that, SE I also shorted. I mean, we lost this little cloud here on 10-minute at about 10:50 this morning. I called that out on voice. Took the puts. They went about 90%, I think. I scaled a bunch of them. I held a couple free runners, and we'll see what happens next week. Not too worried. Keep an open mind, no bias. If we rip, we rip. Don't be trying to fight the rip as you learned in March. I got hurt trying to short the rip in March. Kept thinking it was over, kept going. The rally kept going, kept going, kept going. And this time I'm not going to make that same mistake. So wait for the clear entry short. You do not have to play calls if you do not want to. You can wait for the right play. The best thing in a bear market is to keep cash. Less plays, more cash. A+ setups only. Thank you guys for attending.